What is up, guys? Welcome to another upload. So today, coming at you live from the shop. I was telling you guys about this in the last video. This is our little work center here. We've got a 4-post lift. Also have a 2-post lift. Right now there's a little project going on. This is I think a 71 or 3 Mach 1. And it's all original, as you can kind of tell. The paint's in pretty good shape. Underneath the car is actually, I mean, it's a little dirty, a little just patina on it, but that's factory paint, guys. You can still see the factory orange peel on that. That's amazing. Inside isn't too bad either. I mean, she's a driver at this point, but pretty cool little car. Here is the Camaro. This is a 67 factory RS car, but this car has been kind of retrofitted to an SS. It probably still has some RS stuff on it, but it doesn't have the hideaways though. Not really a huge difference in an RS and an SS, other than you got your hideaways and stuff, and some minor things that separate it. But this is a pretty cool little build. Now this car has a D-stroke small block in it. It's instead of a 355 like you'd find with a common small block with a 30 over, this is actually a 343. But the crank that's in it is a 334 stroke, and the bore is 30 thousandths over. So if you do the math on that, you come up with 343 cubic inches. It's also about 10.5 to 1. It's a good street car. Automatic turbo 350. The interior has been redone back to its somewhat of an original state, other than a few things we've added, such as the gauges, and that's about it. I've had the console out, just cleaning things up, kind of touching up some things, painted the backs of these seats, and yeah, that's about it. But we're going to do a full reveal on this car, and we'll give it a proper review. May actually do a video where we compare first generation Camaro to 5th generation. Another big thing that's been done to this that I love, by the way, guys. Okay, brakes on old cars are just not that great. And I'm going to be honest, these are a little fluffy too. Fluffy being like, they're just not that great. I mean, they're there, but they're not there. I don't really know how to explain this. You just have to drive an old car, but pretty much if you want to stop, you're going to have to mash that pedal a lot harder and a lot faster in a car like this. Even though this car does have disc brakes all the way around, we've got a rear end in this is out of a 77 Trans Am, so it's a disc brake rear end. It's got a 342 gear, Yukon gear. I don't know if you can actually see this bad boy or not. It's a little dark in here. You can see the diff cover, but it has been converted to disc brakes and it has shock relocation and everything bolted in, so you can add that nice 275 tire that barely fits. I mean, also this rear end, guys, is a little wider than the stock. What would have been an 8 1/4 in this car, so you get a little poke. Does not rub though. No problems with rubbing here. Suspension doesn't give enough to really rub. It's pretty stiff. Up front, also, this has a nice little suspension set up in the front. Let me get this hood open here. Engine in this guy, like I said, 343, 10.5 to 1. It's got a set of Dynatech headers on it. I believe they are 1 5/8. Did have a set of, what did he have on this? It was a 1 3/4 or 2-inch primary, so it was a massive header. Actually, kind of helped it out. Decreasing that header size actually helped him out a little bit, gave him a little more power. If you get too big a header and you don't have enough compression and you're not pushing that much power, that's one of the things, guys. You don't have to run massive headers on a car to get power. I mean, it helps. It's better than manifolds, but you go too big, your back pressure's gone. And these are excellent for this little street engine. It's a trunnion full roller, also. Pretty neat little setup, actually. A lot of the stuff you'll find in the LS car with that trunnion setup, that's a big deal. That's a big upgrade. Other than just using the little valve guides and normal stock stuff. You know, this is a very nice upgrade. Also has a Super Sucker spacer, and it's running a 650 quick fuel, same as the gray truck, the muscle truck to you guys. Funny story, the truck, you know, that 327 was actually in this car, and took it out, used it in the gray truck, rebuilt her, as you can see in my previous videos. Did a lot of work in this shop. Actually, the engine build went down about right here. I did have some footage that I had a GoPro hanging from there, and it just, to be honest guys, the Hero 1 is just not that great. Right now I'm shooting with an E4K. This camera's awesome, by the way, guys. Definitely recommend it. A lot went down in this shop, many different builds. Into the 4.3, by the way, guys. The original engine in the gray truck is still here. Built a little makeshift stand for it, just in case. I mean, you never know. This little guy right here, this was what you saw. This was the OG engine. This is where it all started. It's got an Airson cam, Gibson shorties, block spin, lawn honed, bored, 30 over. Also makes a little extra compression. It's pretty much put back to stock though. I mean, other than some minor bolt-ons. Still got flywheel back there. Little white S10 that I've got may go in there. May turn these manifold backwards and do a turbo setup. So stay tuned for that one. We're still in the works of doing an LS or building that. I kind of want to be different. I do want to be different, but the LS is so good, guys. It's hard to beat that engine. It really is. Even an LT is kind of fun. Hands down, doing LS though. Original rear end that came out of that car right here. This is the 8 1/4. So it would have been a drum brake setup. As you guys can see, nothing special about the stock rear end. But this is the shop. This is where it all goes down. You guys are going to see a lot more coming from this. But this is our workplace. It's been some good memories here. This is a great place. I learned a lot here, guys. This is kind of where I grew up, to be honest. Plenty of tools, you know, and this side of the garage also was modified. As you can see there, the garage ended there. Back in the race car days, actually, he had a late model he built, and they built it out of this portion of the garage. Got serious about cars again, and added this portion of the garage. The lift is a bend pack, and I believe his other lift is a form of a bend pack, a Western hoist. Not familiar with that brand. Kind of one of those little special deals where they just run across a good deal on a lift. Couldn't pass it up. 4-post is great, by the way, guys. If you're doing oil changes and things like that, it's pretty awesome. Let's get this cover off so you guys can really see this car. So, these wheels, they're Rev. Same wheels that you guys may have seen on the little white S10. Kind of like a torque thrust. He's running 275 40s in the rear, I believe, and I think 255 40s up front, 245 40s up front. These are 18s, 18 by 8, 18 by 8, I believe, as well. You can see the tire kind of bubbles on this, so I think that's a dead giveaway that that's an 8-inch wide wheel. Like I said, the wheels and the paint was done. We got it. The rest of it, Dad pretty much handled the rest of it. Me and him both kind of worked on it a little bit. He did a little more of the engine than I did at the time I was in college, so couldn't be here for everything. But now I'm here to share the awesome work that he put into it. Also upgraded the master cylinder and put the big block heater core in for extra room. So it definitely helped him out. Cleaning up the engine bay, making it look nicer. It's got an MSD box in it and the MSD distributor as well. So, just kind of a little overview of the shop. I wanted to go over this with you guys and kind of introduce you to the main garage. This is where it all goes down. What you guys are seeing is just a little storage place under my condo. This is actually where all the magic's going to happen. I would start it up, but it's pretty loud and it's kind of cold outside. We're going to wait for a nicer day and do an upload. Underneath though, guys, he's running Borlas. It's like an S-type muffler. it pretty much dumps straight out of the headers. So it's pretty droney, but I mean, it's an old car. He doesn't really care about drone stuff like that. Doesn't really matter. It's miles per gallon with this thing anyway. Also got a nice little AFCO radiator in there. So he's done a lot of work to this thing, guys. If you are watching until the end of this video, hang on. We've got some more stuff coming this weekend. We're going to hit Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Camaro. It's going to be a big upload for that one, guys. And I'll be in Asheville this weekend as well. So we may find some trails up there. I don't know. See what's around. If you like this video, share it, comment, let me know what you think. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks.